before we start, I know this is Twisty from American Horror Story, but I feel like he suits the story anyway. And that story is the story of Jacko, the very, very bad clown. So, Jacko was a very, very bad clown. Jacko wasn't funny. Jacko wasn't cute. Jacko didn't make children feel safe, happy, or comfortable. Jacko made children afraid. Jacko made children uncomfortable. Jacko made children feel scared. Everyone hated Jacko, and Jacko knew it all too well. But it wasn't Jacko's fault. Jacko wanted to be a funny clown. The circus, Mr. Gaucho's traveling circus, had lots of funny clowns. Bibbo, Bopper, Penny, Ice Cream, Uncle Woody, and even Little Willie. They were all funny clowns, and they all loved Jacko. Jacko loved them right back. After all, that's what good clowns do. Clowns love people. They never make people afraid. They never hurt people. You see, but Mr. Gaucho, the man who owned the circus, did not like Jacko. You see, money was everything to Mr. Gaucho, and if you got between it and him, you were the enemy. Anyway, Uncle Woody told Jacko that if he was ever feeling sad, to just think of a happy memory, and his smile would be real. The thing is, Jacko didn't have any happy memories. Jacko's life before the circus was not very happy. He was a sad child. He was poor, and every night he would hear his father come home and savagely beat his mother. Jacko was just a little boy, however. He couldn't do anything to help. He became a clown to try making people smile. Uncle Woody told him to think of anything. The day his son was born, the day he was married. Anything stupid like a payday, but Jacko didn't have any happy memories. Now, yes, Jacko and the other clowns loved each other, because that's what good clowns do. Good clowns don't hurt people, they don't scare people, unlike circus freaks like myself. Anyway, Jacko, he wanted to be a funny clown. Now, Mr. Gaucho wanted Jacko gone, or at least never allowed to perform again, but all the clowns stuck together, like clowns do. And Mr. Gaucho knew if he got rid of Jacko, he'd have to get rid of all his clowns. Mr. Gaucho knew you couldn't run a circus without clowns, so he had to let Jacko stay. Now, Jacko loved most people, but the one people he was happy he could scare were the rude customers that would come to the circus. The people who cussed, threw things, littered, booed, and most of all, he hated the bad children who argued and didn't listen to their parents. Their parents loved them. They had everything Jacko had ever wanted, and they just threw it away. One day, however, after having a particularly bad day at the circus, Jacko was out back, smoking, drinking, with a red blazer over his usual red clown outfit. Now, Uncle Woody said that good clowns never drink and never smoke, but Jacko felt like he had to, just to get through the day. Jacko was upset, trying to think of anything he could do. You see, but then Jacko heard something horrible happening on the circus grounds. There was a woman screaming and a man yelling and cussing at her. Jacko got up and he ran to see what was happening. He saw, and then there was a horrible thing for Jacko to see. He saw a man sitting on top of a woman and beating her and tearing at her clothes. Jacko was horrified. When he looked at the woman, he didn't just see a woman. He saw his mother sitting there crying and being beaten. But when he looked at the man, he didn't just see his father. He saw every bad guest, every rude child who had ever come to the circus. Jacko hated that man more than he'd ever hated anyone. He wanted that man to end. Jacko picked up a knife that was nearby, probably from one of the juggling acts, and he ran at the man. The man took one look at Jacko and he screamed. The man was scared of clowns. Jacko really hated it when people were scared of clowns. Jacko kicked the man over and he punched him. The man took Jacko's knife and he stabbed him, but nothing happened. You see, Uncle Woody had told Jacko that you can't hurt clowns. You see, clowns are like cartoon characters. That's why you can stab them, shoot them. They shoot themselves out of cannons, light themselves on fire, and they just get up and come back for more. This was something I was supposed to mention earlier, but I forgot. My bad. Either way, Jacko realized with this that even though he wasn't a very good clown, he was still a clown. He felt an obligation to make the world better by taking this man out of it. Jacko took the knife and he stabbed the man repeatedly. The man screamed and cried, begging Jacko to stop, but Jacko didn't care. Jacko hated this man so much. He just kept stabbing and stabbing and stabbing. Eventually, the man stopped moving, and Jacko put the knife down. Now, luckily for Jacko, since his suit and coat were already red, the blood didn't show up on it. Jacko looked at the woman. She looked terrified. He didn't know what to say, but he soon found he didn't have anything to say. The woman leaped up and she hugged Jacko and she thanked him repeatedly. She was so happy. Jacko had made someone happy. He had made someone smile. And just then, Jacko felt something creep across his face. Something he had never felt before. It was a smile. Not a mean smile, not a crazy smile, but a happy, joyous, lovely smile. It was the best smile. Jacko was so happy that he hugged the woman right back with tears in his eyes. Jacko laughed. He smiled. He could smile, and now Jacko finally had a happy memory. The next day, Jacko went up on stage. The children frowned at him, but Jacko was used to it. But then Jacko remembered. He remembered Uncle Woody's advice. He thought of his now happy memory, and he smiled. The children loved it. Jacko told jokes, and they made the children laugh. That day, the circus put on the best show it had ever had, and it was all because of Jacko. Jacko was so happy, and all the other clowns were happy for Jacko. They all were so proud of him, and even everyone was proud of Mr. Jacko. Everyone was proud of Jacko. The clowns, the freaks, the acrobats, the stagehands, the strongmen, everyone were so proud of Jacko. Even grumpy old Mr. Gaucho was so proud of Jacko. That night the entire circus threw a big party for Jacko, with a cake. They all were so fun, and now Jacko knew he didn't only have one happy memory. He'd make new ones every day. Jacko was so happy. Jacko was cutting the cake at the party when he saw something that he didn't like seeing. Jacko saw a child crying and saying he hated his parents. The child threw down their popcorn, crying because their parents couldn't have won them a gift. Jacko didn't like seeing that, and Jacko grinned. It wasn't his happy smile, though. It was an evil, wicked smile, like the ones he used to have on stage. Jacko reached in his pocket and he felt the knife. Jacko realized that if he wanted to keep having happy memories and make the world a happy place, he would have to make it happy himself.